If you follow today's tutorial, you'll learn how to design this homepage in just a few steps using Figma. My name is Cosmin and I'll walk you through the entire process. Let's get started by opening up Figma, and I've already created a frame where I have my inspiration. My inspiration is actually a meme from Reddit. It said that if you're going to stare at it for 10 seconds, it's going to disappear. So if you like to try that, I've already tried it like 20 times. Just pause this video and look at it for 10 seconds and it's going to go away. So with that inspiration came the idea to create an actual homepage for a company who needed a redesign. I do have a couple of assets from them. I have the logo, so I'm going to start creating a new frame where I'm going to place the logo and some of the images. The company is called Enzymify. I can't even pronounce it. I'm going to place the logo over here, and then I have the headshots for the people involved in the company. So I'm going to rename this frame assets, resize it just because we don't need it to be that big. Then I'm going to paste in the copy for the homepage in a different frame. Let's start a new one, click and drag. I already have the content in a content doc inside Google, so I'm going to copy, paste it in. This is the copy here. Again, we don't need this frame to be as big as it is right now, so I'm going to resize it and eventually place it down here just to save some space. Click on it once, double click inside the layers panel and rename it to copy. So this is the copy I'm going to use. You're going to get access to this Figma board and you're going to have all of these available for you to just copy and start trying to follow along with this tutorial. Now for the actual frame where I'm going to place and design this homepage, I'm going to try and use a grid. I'm going to use a Bootstrap grid for Figma. It's been created by Victor Shishko and you can download it for free. You can open it up and save it there on your own workspace. So I did just that. Let me go back to my files and I'm going to copy a frame from there just because I'm going to use that as reference. I don't want to go through the whole process of designing a whole grid from scratch. I'm just going to use these ones. Before I'm going to copy it, let's take a look over the construction of these grids. The gutter is 30 pixels, the columns are 65 pixels, and the maximum content width should be here, not all the way around. The margin should be 15 pixels. So I'm going to take that frame, copy and paste it inside my document, and I'm going to use this as reference. I actually want to increase the width to go full HD. So from over here, from the frame options, let's go 1920, and that's going to adjust automatically. And the height, we need a very long page for this, so let's say 4000, just to make sure that we can see it. You can always disable it if you don't want it to be visible, but I'm going to probably leave it visible just because I'm going to start working right now. Before I get started with the actual design, I want to give you a few tips on what would speed up the process when you're designing a page inside Figma. I'm always trying to think about typography and spacing. It's really important to start defining some of the spacing rules you're going to use and some of the typography you're going to use inside Figma. So for that, I'm going to create a new frame. And for the spacing, let's start with a rectangle. I'm going to create a rectangle like this, and I'm going to use maybe multiples of, let's say 40, and then make a duplicate. This one will be 80, and then I'm going to have 160. So I have these shapes. I'm going to use them to actually space out the elements inside the homepage so I can get a more consistent look and a more consistent spacing. For the copy, I'm going to use maybe a font size, maybe multiples of 4. I know that for H1, I want to use the font called Moret. The size, the biggest one would be 40, maybe H2 is 40, and let's have a bigger one just because it's more trendy to have bigger fonts as headlines. Let's say 80, something crazy. Okay, so for H1 I have Moret with 80, H2 Moret with 40, maybe 32, and this should be enough. And for the body text, I'm going to use Inter, the sample text, which will be about 20 pixels. Place it here and go for Inter. Yeah, regular should be good. I already have these established, so I'm going to just sample them whenever I need them or copy them to the actual canvas whenever I start constructing this page. So let's take a look over the copy. I'm going to start with this first section, which is going to be the header section. It's going to have probably the logo, then the main headline, sub-headline. It's not specified in the content doc, but I'm going to probably add a way to add there. So I'm going to add a button because the goal of this page is for people to contact the team. So I'm going to have a button that says find out more. We have a section where you have a couple things that make this service stand out, another benefits section, then you have what makes the technology work, and of course at the end meeting the team, getting to know them, and then having a final call to action. Again, it's not specified in the copy, but I would like to have some kind of a way to act at the end of the page if you got there. So let's start with this section. This is going to be the H1. This is going to be probably the body copy text. Let's take the logo first. I'm going to copy and paste it in. Let's copy and paste these elements as well, just because I'm going to use them for reference whenever I need them. So let's start with an 80 pixel, move the logo there. Honestly, I don't really like the logo. I really like the icon, but I don't really like the copy. So maybe I can just crop it. Let's see. Let's hit crop, add it at the top, hit enter, and this is it. I need to figure out where's the middle point. This is the middle point of the page, and I'm going to use that as a reference. So you have 80 over here, and then let's use a bigger spacing, like 160. Let's move this out of the way, just because I'm going to make a lot of copies out of them. And then I'm going to place the actual top headline. By holding down the Alt key, I'm making a copy. Let's make sure that it's center aligned. I'm going to center align this, and I'm going to use this copy, but actually when I'm going to copy it from here, it's not going to save up the style, which is kind of annoying. So I'm going to use the content doc actually to copy and paste it. Okay, so I pasted it in. This is the copy. I'm going to space it out based on the bounding box. Most of the time I'm going to space it out based visually just on the font. Then you have the sub headline. Yeah, this is way too big. We had 40. I would rather use enter here, enter, and make it 20. Yeah, I would much rather have it like this. Let's double click and go inside and remove this spacing. And I'm going to have 40 pixels over here. So let's place it somewhere visually where it's pretty close. Then somewhere visually where it's pretty close. Then I'm going to have the button that's going to be again spaced at 40. I'm going to take the rectangle tool. I'm going to hold down Alt and make a button 40 pixels in height. Let's make it round, and the fill should be black. I'm going to go with a very basic color scheme. I'm going to go with black for copy. For the actual call to action, let me think what the good call to action would be. Find out more. Right now it's below the rectangle, so I'm going to move it above and make the fill white. And no, I think this button needs to be way bigger, so maybe 80 pixels would be better. Maybe 60 and round them up. Let's see how it looks if I'm going to use more red. Yeah, I think this looks way better. Okay, so we have the headline, and then I'm going to have probably some like this, 160 again, till I start with the new section. But before I start with the new section, I would like to maybe start and think about some of the styling. So I did say that I'm going to use as inspiration that Reddit meme, this one, but I'm going to use something a bit different. I'm going to use an image from Unsplash, and I'm going to try to create something like this, like a blurred background. Let's go to unsplash.com. After a quick look on Unsplash, I found this image, which is perfect for what we need. So I'm going to download it, show it in Finder, and then I'm going to drag it on our canvas so I can take a look and see how it might work for our particular need. Resize it just a bit so it covers most of the area. Right click, send it to the back, and then I'm going to use an effect on it. I'm going to use from the drop shadow the layer blur option and click on the effect settings over here. Maybe have it like 50. 50 is not enough, maybe have it like 200. Just place it somewhere so you can't really see the edges. I'm going to take an ellipse and place a white ellipse behind everything. I'm going to hold down the Alt key and make a circle. I'm going to make it white, send it to the back using command and right bracket, bring it to the front a bit. Move it around a couple of times till you find something that looks good to you. Grab and move these out of the way to see how this looks. Yeah, I really like that it's super clean, and especially on a pale color, this white looks really good. Let's move the guides back in, and then I'm going to have another 160. I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to place these elements so it makes sense. This circle is going to come right over here at the edge, and then I'm going to have a headline that's going to be 40 pixels. Double click, paste it in, select it, and make sure to make it 40. Then from here, maybe use 80 pixels because I'm going to have a structure of bullet points. Maybe I'm going to use this as individual elements and then figure out how I'm going to actually place them in. Of course, I'm going to use 20 pixels, enter font, paste it in. So the copy can go over here. Let's make this smaller, something like this. Have it go like that. I'm going to make a copy, one that's in the middle. That's the second one. Let's see if it's enough space for it. No, it's not. Maybe for this middle one I'm going to extend it. Then I'm going to make a copy of this one, move it till the end, address humanity's greatest challenges, double click, paste it in. This looks pretty good, but I would like to have some kind of a graphical element to support it. So for that, I'm going to create checkmark using the pen tool, create a quick checkmark. This checkmark will have a stroke outline. Double click to go inside it to modify it because it wasn't looking too good, but it needs to go down and be aligned with that 80. I'm going to place 40 here, use the keyboard just to get it right. I'm going to place this one and this one. I'm going to align them at the top and then make copies of the check marks. And this is the end of the second section. The third section is this one. Grab this, paste it in. It's a pretty large headline. Let's see how that looks. No, it doesn't look that great. So let's double click, get rid of that spacing. I'm going to leave it the way it is in just one line. I'm going to use the same graphic, this ellipse. I'm going to make a copy out of it. Then while holding down the Shift and Alt key, I'm going to scale it up so it goes something like that. Let's see how 160 looks like. Then 160. Okay, and I'm going to place it somewhere like this. This is way too close to the edges right over here. So maybe the first element that's going to come over here is going to be an icon. So for that, I'm going to drag it down. And I did see a pretty interesting icon set on Envato Elements. It's called 20 Science Icons. I do have an account on Envato Elements. I do recommend it to try it out. It's a bit too much, but there are so many resources. If you're working as a designer, it makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to go and take a quick look through them, see what works. Honestly, the first one with the atom looks pretty good. I'm going to just drag it inside. Let's make it a bit bigger, maybe somewhere around 80 pixels. Again, I'm using multipliers so far. Okay, so this is the first element. So then if I'm going to have 160 from here and then 160 from here, then this is actually the first element that's going to be visible. Then I'm going to place 80 in between, an 80 guideline, move this up a bit, and then I'm going to have copy. Let's see, this is the headline. Make a copy of the inter element, double click, paste it in, and let's spread it out a bit. Actually, let's use these ones as guides, and we do need 40 pixels here, making a copy of that particular shape. Move it a bit using the... Let's try and get rid of all of the guides and again take a look over what we've been able to create. I'm going to select all of them by holding down Shift and move them out of the way, and from the frame I'm going to actually deselect the layout grid, and let's zoom in to take a look on how this page looks like. It goes with the main headline, then you have these benefits, and then you have this section. I feel like it's a pretty interesting layout so far. Maybe again we're going to try and use over here. I'm going to have a 3-column layout of these ones, since there are 3, and then meeting our team, again 3-column layout, finishing off with an actual call to action. For this I need 160. Click on the frame, enable the grid layout again, and let's try to move faster. I have 160 over here, and then maybe I'm going to place that copy in a shape. Let me think about it. So if I'm going to have some like this is the container. It would be pretty great to have this one black, maybe round the corners off just a bit. Let's say a 20 radius. The first piece of content would have an 80 pixels margin. Copy and paste this one, move it on top and try to make it white. Even more on top. Let's take this, so it's about technology. Double click our technology. I'm going to have 80 pixels as well and a 3-column layout. The first one is this one. Let's make a copy, move it on top of everything and make it white. Since it's a 3-column layout, I'm going to probably need to scale this down. And again, I'm probably going to use icons for this, just because it's going to make it so much easier to showcase all of these points, because most of them I don't really understand them. Let's double click and paste it in. I can see that all of this copy doesn't have a dot at the end. I'm not sure, should it have a dot? What do you guys think? So instead of this, I'm going to have 80 pixels, and then I'm going to probably have an icon for each one of these. So let's go back to my Finder window, and I'm going to use, so this is about protein design algorithm. I like this one, so I'm going to paste it in. Let's make it white. Then for the data part, maybe a brain would work just fine. Okay, so make it white, place it in the middle, and then we have tools. Maybe that's the compass, which is a tool, right? So it checks out. Select it and place it in the middle. And between the elements, I've used 40 over here, so I'm going to use 40 as well. With all of these elements selected, move them up so you have 40 pixels there. The final spacing is this one. I almost made it perfect, so just by looking at it, I could almost tell what it's going to look like. Let's move this out of the way. This way you actually have some kind of a contrast instead of just looking at the wide screen. And then you're going to have, towards the end, you have meet our team option. Again, a 3-column layout. I'm going to make a copy out of this one. Have to use 160 from this one. Double click, paste in meet our team. And then you have the first headline, which is the actual name. As you can see, this is way too much compared to the headline, so I'm going to use 32 just to make it a bit smaller. So you have this piece of copy, and then let's make a copy out of this one and see what the title is. Co-founder, CEO, and CTO. This is a lot of text, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use 20 pixels. So for this, maybe go a bit smaller. If it's a multiply of 4, maybe 16. This is a lot of copy to work with, but I'm not sure if it's going to fit into a 3-column layout. Maybe something like this. Yeah, let's move it and center align it. This could be 40, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're going to use the bounding boxes, you're going to actually get much higher spacing between elements. Make a copy in the middle. I do have the assets over here with their images pasted in. We need to center align them, and we also need some of these shapes just to help with the spacing. So we should have 80 here. Going to select everything, and then while holding down shift key, deselect some of the elements like the background, so you only have these ones. And then I need a 40, need 40 in between the image and the copy. For the final call to action, I'm going to probably use this background. So let's make a copy out of it, bring it to the front, but I'm going to actually use a clipping mask to mask it and move it behind the image. We need to use command left bracket to send it till you find, or maybe just bring the image to the front and call it a day. Okay, let's bring it to front, select these two and hit use as mask. And now I have this mask, but I do need to figure out the spacing. So let's take the 160, then make a copy. So this is the cutoff point. The section should come off here. You can then use this spacing of 160 and make a copy of the button and the main headline, because I'm only going to place a main headline over here. But let's not use the same one. Let's add find out more about the new chemistry of enzymes, and that way it makes a lot of sense to actually have this button. I'm not sure what I'm going to place there, maybe 80 pixels in between, and also have a secondary button. Make sure that they're centered. I'm going to use it here. Then I'm going to make a secondary button, which is probably going to be call us. For this one, I'm just going to use a stroked outline of 2 pixels with an empty fill. Select the copy just because it's white. You're going to need to make it black, and this is the secondary button. Move it right next to it because I'm going to establish the spacing between it, and by holding down shift, use the right arrow key and hit it once, twice, 3, 4 times. Then select both of them and make sure they're center aligned. Yeah, this is the middle of the canvas, so I need 80 there, then 160, and then the final copywriting, fine print. Let's move it to the top and zoom in. Move it to have 180 and then to have 80 till the end. I need to crop it for another 80, the frame. So select the frame, and this actually needs to be 3920. Let's take away all of the guides and all of the spacing, disable the layout grid, and let's take a look over what we created. Let's zoom into 100%. So it starts off with the header area, goes into the it goes into the benefits section, which uses these handmade check marks. Then we have the icons, which are monoline from Envato Elements. You have some of the reasoning why this service exists. Then a bit of contrast with 3 columns, where you have a breakdown of the technology, meeting the team, and finding out more and getting in touch. So this is the final look of the homepage inside Figma. Hope you enjoyed this very long tutorial. Don't forget to like this video so more people could see it, and subscribe for more. See you in the next one. Bye!